You ever had those people in high school that, could only be described as like real life trolls? You know the type, the guys and girls who are always just looking to tear you down, like no matter how much of a good time you were having. While, most of us make it out on the other side of high school okay, you're never quite safe from stuff like this in the music world, especially when you have some pretty harsh bars. Even for a newcomer to the scene though, Coi Leray isn't looking to take any of these trolls anymore. So, how does she respond to all the crazy hate coming her way? Just this past summer, Leray was already named one of the honorary members of the freshman list at XXL. A pretty pricey award too, considering that most of the MCs in the past that were freshmen were people like Kendrick and Megan Thee Stallion. But the hip-hop community has been saying something different about Coi. Outside of the normal freestyles that were going around, Leray's freestyle has started to blow up on social media, and not always for the right reasons. Across almost every platform, people have been calling her out for just how weak her bars are, with one user saying that the rap industry is dead if this is the future of hip-hop. The Twitters is really going crazy on her though. One minute you have someone saying that she's numb to making good music, and next you'll find people sending memes about cutting their own ears off rather than stomaching another verse of this trash. I mean, there's subtlety, right? And then there's just straight up telling this girl to check herself because of how subpar her bars can be. There are even some people off of YouTube coming after her as well, going from being concerned to downright dismissing her as just another case of the freshman list turning into some trash. After all the heat, Leray has actually come up with a response of her own, saying that everyone that she's seen across social media has been blasting her song and memorizing all the words to it. It didn't take long for the trolls to get even uglier though, with most of them saying that the only reason why people are even bothering to remember the lyrics is specifically to poke fun at them. So I guess to these haters, they're memorizing Leray's freestyle in the same way that people ironically quote the doofy rap from back in the day like Vanilla Ice or Limp Bizkit. It's not like the haters don't have a point though. Just a while back, we had Coi playing at the Rolling Loud Miami Festival and performing a freestyle to a virtually dead audience. And when I mean a dead audience, it was embarrassing to watch. There's no way around something like that. Even when you deliver something to the people directly and they're still not losing their minds, you might need to take things back, go back to the drawing board. But according to Coi, that's not going to stand in her way. She's worked for long years to get to where she is, and she's going down swinging no matter what. Responding back just a few days after her show in Miami, she had posted a few more hits on social media saying that they laugh at my performance just for me to have the best show of my life at the next one. Compared to what you usually see from the hip-hop community, it's savage as hell to see a newcomer like this stick to their guns and willing to stand up for what she believes in. It's not like she doesn't have some, major chops to back up her style either. Although her freestyles, let's call them controversial, she is still able to notch a few more hits under her belt. Say what you want about what's been going on now, but the amount of time that she's put into songs like No More Parties has certainly paid off, becoming one of her first smashes in the world of hip-hop. Coi doesn't even consider herself the greatest MC in the world, though. In an interview, she even says as much. When talking to the LA Times, Leray admits that freestyling is not her strong suit, but is also quick to build herself back up to saying, there are plenty of people that can freestyle, but they can't get in the studio and make a hit record. And, that's the truth, and it's pretty respectable. Coming from someone this new in the game, Coi doesn't come off as someone who takes criticism lightly. On the other hand, she's also someone who knows the trolls game pretty well and is going to use everything in her power to mess with the people who stand in her way. What's even more awesome is seeing how many people are coming out to defend Coi, even with the trolls breathing down her neck like that. It's not all comic book guy levels of trolling in the rap game, since one user on Twitter called Coi's verses some of the best in every song that she's featured in. This isn't just some guilty pleasure stuff either. The fans are showing up devoted as hell. Just when you see Coi tweet something and a troll turns up in the comments, you have the fans coming right in behind them, telling them to lead the page if they're there to hate. Considering how many people are calling for her head right now, it's nice to see that there are at least people trying to promote a better environment for their idol. Then again, she might be all too familiar with the hate coming her way because of her connections to the inside. In case Leray's last name isn't at all familiar to you, Coi is actually the daughter of Raymond Scott, who was always the main man behind The Source for years. No matter how much money your daddy might have made, the feuds that this man has had with everyone from Eminem to Russell Simmons is bound to teach you a few lessons. Combine that with coming from Scott's divorce from his wife when she was just coming up, and Coi has probably built up bones of steel that no real internet troll is going to break anytime soon. This isn't just some rich girl just trying to stumble her way into a hip-hop career. Whereas most other artists just like to share their parents' money, Leray has already done the grind, much more than many others in the game right now, working in everything from marketing and eventually quitting high school in the 10th grade to focus on a career that she was going to have later down the line. That's not going to stop the bunches of people looking to come after her, though. What? Don't believe me? Just look at Twitter. Well, there's an actual mock account centered around Coi's freestyle, which is created solely because of people hating on what she did. For any other troll, it's almost a commitment to be this angry about one performance. If the internet has taught us anything, though, it's that if someone thinks you suck, it will be noted until the end of time. But from the sound of the interviews that she's given, she's always taken their criticism with a sprinkle of salt and has persisted on moving forward no matter what she does. When breaking down the rest of her career, she even says as much, saying that I'm so confident in who I am that I don't look at nobody as competition. I could be in a room with anybody and not feel like they're overshadowing me. I write my own music. I'm not 100% where I want to be, but I've got better because I'm growing up. Hey, you have to remember that she's just a kid by hip-hop standards, so there's no real reason to think that she can't wow us going forward or anything like that. Despite being on the XXL freshman list, Coi has even said that she would have been just as happy if she hadn't made the list at all. After all, you never saw people like Drake on that list back in the day, and y'all know how far he's been able to take his career. More than anything, she seems to have her audience of younger MCs in mind when responding to this kind of criticism. When taking to Twitter to confront some of the backlash, Coi even sent messages to her fans saying, "You can be anything you want to be. Just stay focused and keep your eye on the prize. I'm not even close to where I want to be. I'm starving. Grind. Don't stop." Considering how many times rappers try to bring everybody down, it's nice to see that Coi is taking her criticism in stride and is willing to keep her career going. Any other rapper who got this much of a backlash probably would have been laughed out of hip-hop and been the laughingstock of the entire scene. I mean, just look at Machine Gun Kelly. From the looks of this though, Coi just seems to have two middle fingers firmly in the air and holding her head up high. But that's just what the haters think. What do y'all think about Coi Leray's freestyle? Do you think everybody's being too hard on her, or is it really the sign of much worse things happening in rap right now? Be sure to leave it in the comments and let everybody know. Other than that, be sure to like and subscribe and keep it right here at RIZZLE so you don't miss out on when the next firestorm in the rap game starts rolling. Take it easy, RIZZLE Squad. Deuces, and remember to keep it RIZZLE.